So the Lord recently reminded me of something, and I kind of like chuckled to myself. So I was probably like 20 years old, and one of our cousins had died, and we went to his funeral. Now this guy was like a bad guy. Like he was like, I guess what you would call heartless. Like he was a killer, like no joke, in the streets. A lot of people feared this man, and his funeral was packed out. So I would say it's probably like 200 people. And again, just thinking about the type of person he was, the people in the service was the same type of people. So a whole bunch of thugs, killers, whatever you want to call them. So we in a room full of like just bad people, so to speak. And I was sitting, I remember on the right side next to my sister at the end of the pew. And it was this woman. She just had like this presence about her. She just walked in. I remember she had like a white shirt on, like button up, and a long skirt, which was black. And she just walked in, but you noticed her presence. And she just walked in. She stopped where I was, and she just like set her purse on my lap. So I'm thinking, like, me and my sister looked at each other. She's like, you know her? I'm like, no. So then this woman just continued to walk. She didn't say a word to me. She just came. She looked at me, set her purse on my lap, and just walked up to the podium. And she was the preacher. So this really disturbed me at this time, because my dad had been prophesying to me about what the Lord was going to do in my life. And at that time, I'm 20 years old. I'm living my worst life, which I think is my best life. And I did not want to be saved. I did not want to live for Jesus. But at that moment, I kind of like my heart sunk, and it just like grieved, because I knew what it meant. And later on, the Lord reminded me of Elijah when he threw his mantle on Elisha as Elijah was in the field, because Elisha was going to succeed him. And that's kind of pretty much what the woman had did. The Lord had anointed me for a season and for a time for his kingdom. And at that time, I didn't want to receive it. I didn't want to accept it. But this woman knew. And just think about, like, she's in a room full of a man who got murdered. And everyone in the room at his service are probably same like-minded people. She come up to me out of all people and set her purse on my lap. I could have been a thief. I could have been anything. I could have went in her purse and took whatever. But this lady set her purse on my lap. And it just like, it grieves me, because, but at that moment I did not want to receive it, but I just thought it was funny. But the Lord knows us. He has a plan for us. I find it funny now that I'm saved and I live for the Lord, that we are embarrassed to live for God, but we're not embarrassed to do the things that we do. We should be embarrassed about getting drunk and doing things we don't remember. We should be embarrassed about sleeping around with men and having babies by different men or different women. We should be embarrassed by that. We should be embarrassed that we're not wives or we're not husbands. We should be embarrassed about these things, but yet we're embarrassed to live for the Lord. So that's one thing the Lord just gave me boldness once I was saved, to live for him and not be ashamed. So